Kind of spoopies.
How was House of Blues?
Just gonna jump right into that without even intro.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Intro. Restart.
Hold on. Rewind. I'm nervous. Morning. Welcome to a very lonely episode of Don't Feed the Artists with two best friends. I'm Hagen.
I'm Dave.
Let's go. We are missing our two other co-hosts once again. They are not here, so we get to take over, run the show.
We get to hang out.
That's kind of the cool thing, isn't it?
We just have to look at each other and talk for the next hour.
Oh, that's really hard to do, actually.
What does that say? I've got everything right here.
What?
Yeah. Your shirt. What? And what am I looking at?
It's a shirt from the band I played with last night.
Oh,
at the House of Blues.
How was it? Looked cool.
It did look cool. It was awesome. So this band, they're kind of from the Denton area, but they live in New York now. Through some mutuals, they hit me up to play with them, and it was really, really fun. Like a 30-minute set, super duper in and out. Like logistics were kind of weird. Like I don't know the last time I played like a strict gig.
Yeah, compared to Saturday night.
just like the kind of like thing that's like, okay, this is how like this is gonna happen at 6:57,
and
like,
it actually happens at 6:57.
Yeah, that kind of shit. So like, those were the weird things for me about the gig, but and I didn't really like. I was like really focused on the music the whole time leading up to it, like. The week leading up to it, I was like, yeah, I'm playing at the House of Blues. And everyone around me was like, you're playing at the House of Blues? And you're like, whatever about it? And I'm like, yeah, because I'm kind of not nervous about the House of Blues. I'm nervous about playing this group's music. And I want to do it right.
Yeah.
So once we finished and I got off stage and the crew helped me load my drums into the elevator.
Oh, like right away from stage to elevator?
Stage to elevator.
Get the
down
fuck out of here.
Into the dock.
Oh my
so
God.
I could load out and leave if I wanted to. It was great, actually. I loved it. But then I just got to hang out. It was great.
It's weird that you love that because you normally leave your drums if you have the chance.
But I played for 30 minutes.
I guess that's the difference.
And also it was like very much like go mentality, which most gigs don't have that kind of mentality.
So you were pre-set up backstage.
Or
did you sound check?
We sound checked 2 hours before Downbeat. And so I was already good to go. We got good monitor mixes. The monitor guy was super duper sweet, and the front of house guy was super duper nice. And
did you have ears?
No, just wedges. Headliner didn't have ears.
Really?
Yeah, just wedges.
Strange.
Yeah, very strange. So that was it was super duper like straight to the point, get on and off. And then I'm sitting like in like the dock area, tearing my shit down, and I'm like sitting there, and I'm like about to like start crying first because of like how crazy the weekend had been.
Uh-huh.
We both played on Friday.
Yeah.
And then we both played on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then playing again on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
And I played with all different. I played 2 sets on Saturday, all different bands for each thing.
Back to back on Saturday too.
Yeah. And so I was like, and also like I had like rehearsals and work and whatever all in between. And I like just sat there and I was like, I just played the House of Blues.
Then it set in. You're sitting in the fucking dock, loading your drums up, and you're like, I just fucking played the House of Blues.
And then I saw my wife Kara took videos from the balcony, and like there was a couple of like angles from like the crowd up to us, and then like she took a video from like the us being on like the big TV screens over to the stage. And I was like, that is the most surreal shit.
Could you see it from where you were sitting?
The
big screens?
No.
Every fucking time I've played a gig where I could see the screens, I can't stop looking at myself. And it like...
You don't have this problem here.
No, I don't. But every now and again, I'll look over it.
Yeah.
Because I can see that my haircut still looks good.
It does look good. It does look good. It looks really good. I told you that in Austin.
Yeah. I can't help but look at myself. And it sucks because then it'll pan to me, or they'll change the camera, and I'm looking
You're
up
just like
and you can
staring
tell
at the
fucking looking at, it's embarrassing.
That's so funny.
But it's because of those moments you go like, this is fucking cool.
Yeah. And like, I don't know how many shows I've seen at the House of Blues Dallas.
Right.
I don't know how many shows I've been to there. And it was really crazy to like I've seen my favorite band on that stage so many times. To get around like from like our green room upstairs to get into like the lobby, we had to walk through the Cambridge room, which is where we saw Theo perform. Yeah. And it was just like we were like Kara was walking with me and I was like, hey, we stood right here and watched Theo. She's like, that's the same. This is the same room. Yeah. I was like, this is the same room.
Yeah.
It's wild. Dude, truly wild.
Yeah.
And then like, yeah, it was just the rest of the time was just like super duper relaxed, hanging out. We just hung out in the green room. I got to know the band and their family and the guitar player a lot more. The guitar player was insane.
Like really good.
Oh my God. Dude. Went to Berkeley for trumpet and then is like a shredding guitar player, plays pedal steel. He gigs with like the Neely crew, the Adam Neely crew. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, I saw his Instagram and I was like, wait, you know this guy? He's like, yeah, we went rock climbing last week. I was like, what?
What the fuck? Can I move to New York?
And not pay that much money?
Yeah, exactly. That's wild.
Yeah. It was totally wild. It was so much fun. And
good crowd.
Yeah. They didn't, the headliner didn't sell enough to have the balcony be sold. Yeah. So it was only Kara and another like partner up there of the band. So, but otherwise, every time I looked down, it was also like the median age was like 45.
Okay.
It's because of the headliner.
Yeah.
So every time I looked down, I'd see like some person in their 40s or 50s, like with like a phone, just like staring and filming. Yeah. I was like, do you even know who we are? What this is? Anything?
It's a spectacle, man.
But it was so much fun, and they cover Creep, which is like whatever. Yeah. I mean, the crowd went nuts.
Yeah. It's a classic.
It is, but I was just like, okay.
The first time I played that stage was with a cover band that I was in. Mm-hmm. Do they still have the boxes up front that light up when you step on them?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know if that comes with the stage, but dude.
that was in your advance.
Oh, man. I wish if I ever get the chance to have like my own rider, it's going to be to have a box that lights up when I put my foot on it. Because I ate that shit up. And we used to play, I can't remember the name of the Rolling Stones song, but it's the Foo Fighters used to cover it. But I would have a bass solo in that. Yeah. And I walked right up to the front of the stage. There was 2,500 people there. Yeah. And I was just fucking soloing and I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was like a really surreal 30 minutes that went by. Like, I mean, obviously, I think playing for 3 hours sometimes goes by and like you look at your watch and then you're done kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But this went by and it was like, holy fuck. That was like, I'll never, ever, ever, ever forget any of this.
Dude, congratulations.
Thank you. Cheers.
To being so good that you can just get up and play at the House of Blues in a band that you probably didn't rehearse with?
We had a rehearsal, but I played like uber quiet, and then we rehearsed in the green room beforehand. And like in the band I played with, their name is Eaglin. You guys got to go check them out, especially if you like really amazing pop songwriting. Really,
how do you spell it?
Eaglin.
Okay.
But the two like front women, they're amazing singers, but one of them is like a great speech giver and like gave an amazing speech in the green room afterwards that just made me feel like I was the most seen person in the whole wide world.
Oh shit.
Yeah. They went around the circle and got everybody. They just met Kara and like talked about it. Fuck. It was so sweet. It was unbelievable. But
congratulations. Thanks, that's a big accomplishment.
It was.
I'm glad you sat down and took in the moment.
You know, like sometimes after moniker shows, you watch like the video a lot. Yeah. I just have been staring at like the videos and pictures, and I'm like, fuck.
You're like, that's me up there. That's little old me.
Fuck, this is crazy. Holy shit. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Congratulations. But yeah, otherwise, pretty much normalcy. How have you been? How's your weekend?
It was
aside from when I saw you, I know how that was.
Yeah.
That was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was exhausting. Denton Arts and Jazz Fest. Parking was stressful.
Yep.
And then load in and load out was stressful.
Yep. I have your fucking iPad stand.
Yeah, you have my iPad stand. So that's how, like, I clearly don't use charts with moniker.
Yeah.
Because I fucking wrote the bass parts.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah. Dude, back to House of Blues for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I didn't read charts on stage.
What?
Yeah, I just went for it.
Good.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
like the playing part. Yeah, it was great.
I mean, you don't play notes.
I don't play notes. Yeah, it didn't,
so you can get away with it. But that's the kind of weekend I was having. Was I brought everything in to the place that we played on Saturday because I was like, I just routine grabbing gear out of my car and loading it.
Yeah.
Brought the fucking iPad stand, and that's why I forgot it, because I was like, I brought everything over to the other side of the stage.
Yeah.
Except for that, totally forgot it.
Yeah.
And then, excuse me. Thank you. I had a long day yesterday. I was hanging out with. Oh my god, that goes on for so long. Oh my god. I was hanging out with my wife's family, and we just like spent all
your
day.
Family, man.
My family.
Yeah.
My family-in-law. My family. I don't know.
You just say in-laws.
My in-laws.
Yeah.
But it was also like my sister and in-law.
In-law still works for that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's an overarching. I never know if it's arching or arcing.
Overarching?
Or overarching.
Or aardvarking.
Is it orca?
It's aardvarking. When I was going to bed last night, I looked at my wife and I was like, please don't wake me up in the morning. Don't ask me. I normally take our dog for a walk.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not even taking him for a walk. He's going to be so tired.
Yeah.
I just don't want to get up out of bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we passed out at like 11:30. I woke up at 9:30 and I was like, bing.
Yeah.
How fun? What time is it?
Yeah. I had a similar thing this morning. I woke up at I've been waking up at like 8:30. Yeah. And it's really nice because one of my biggest issues with my scheduling is like making time for like fitness and like all of the chores that I want to do, because my chores list ends up being really long. And so waking up early has been great for that. But I woke up at like 8:30 today and I was like, fuck. And I luckily went back to sleep until like 10.
Good.
And then I woke up and I was like, I'm still exhausted. I'm staying right here for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really, really nice to be able to sleep for a minute.
I tried to do that when I woke up. My dog can hear me when I wake up.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I usually I fart.
Yeah.
And my dog's like, oh, fuck yeah, he's awake. And he knows how to open our bedroom door. So he jumps in and comes up on the bed, and he's quiet at first. He's just staring at me like, you gonna take me for a walk, dude? And I'm like, Benny, I'm fucking tired, dude. And he starts going,
oh yeah,
yeah.
And then like the little pause.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he'll go like, yeah. I'm like, okay, dude, fuck.
Does he look all awkward while he's doing it too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then he was like, look away, and I'm like, you want to go for a walk? He's like, and his ears flop, and he's like, that's the fucking word, man. That's the fucking word.
Yep. I've been waiting for this moment my whole fucking life.
Exactly.
Dude. Incredible. Yeah. I mean, I truly cannot wait for this weekend. I have 2 gigs, Thursday and Friday. I have Saturday off, and
shit.
Oh, dude.
I haven't even looked at my weekend yet.
I every day I go through the rest of my October, because it's been crazy. It's going to be crazy until the end. But yeah, it's gonna be nice to have like a Saturday off, and then I'm gonna go see Man Man on Sunday.
Really? Where at?
Tulips in Fort Worth.
They're playing there.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. That's going to be a really, really fun. Last time I saw them, they played at Lola's, the old Lola's in Fort Worth, which was super duper weird. Because these are all stages that I fucking play. So, and that's also the weird thing about the House of Blues thing. I move away from this now.
Yeah.
So
we get the point. You played at the fucking House of Blues.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I do feel good about it. Wow. Oh my God. You want to see a picture?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not now. I digress. Today we're just gonna do some. I'm titling this "The Return of Hot Goss."
Okay.
Because it's pretty gossipy. It's pretty drama-y. It's news, but it's all drama related kind of things.
You've got the right co-host, because I am a dramatic person.
Give me like your best dramatic reaction. Let me think of a hold on. Let me give you give you something to react to. Okay. The place where we work burned down.
I guess I'm not that dramatic.
No, that was good.
Okay?
It was.
I love that. That's where you went.
I didn't want to go too serious.
Well, I mean, that's pretty serious. You need a vacation if that's where your brain goes.
No, I could have gone way. The first thoughts I had were much worse.
Your dog died. Did you think about that?
Yeah. Well, it was just your dog got run over.
I would have been like, oh no. Was it at least a Tesla?
the
Inappropriate questions to
the environmental footprint is at least pretty small then, right?
a couple of weeks ago, this guy was telling a story about how his dad had a heart attack, and he just bought, like, his dad was a farmer. He's like 65 years old or something. He bought a new truck, blah, blah, blah. He had a heart attack and ended up in the hospital. And I was like, oh my God. He goes, yeah. And I was like, is he okay? He goes, yeah. We brought him home. They put a stint in. And before the end of the evening, he was eating sandwich. And everybody was like, oh my God, I'm so glad he's okay. I was like, what kind of sandwich did he eat?
and then he tells you it's sandwich, and you're like, oh, that's fucking disgusting.
It was a bacon sandwich.
Just bacon?
Yeah. It's like, okay, I'd probably do that.
Just bacon?
Bacon and bread?
Yeah, I mean, that's what kind of bread?
I don't know. I hope it was sourdough, though.
Yeah, that's an important scenario.
What kind of bread would you want?
Just a bacon sandwich?
Mm-hmm.
A sourdough would be nice.
Crispy bacon.
Yeah, crispy bacon. Yeah. I mean,
it's got to be if you're going to put it on a sandwich.
I don't think I would do that. Honestly, I don't think I would do. I think that that sounds like the driest thing to put in my mouth ever.
Yeah.
What's drier than just a bacon sandwich?
Crackers.
I recently shoved 5 saltines in my mouth, and it was not that bad.
Do you have saltines?
No, I left them where I was whenever I did it.
I was going to say, go get the fucking saltines. Let's do this on the show. Let's do it.
The only hard part about shoving 5 saltines in your mouth is fitting 5 saltines. I don't know if you've ever seen the stack of 5 saltines.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta I already have I don't know if I've ever done this in the podcast, but I have TMJ, so like you can hear you hear the pop.
Oh my God.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. I just found out how good these isolating headphones are.
But so like I had to basically unhinge my jaw
like a fucking snake.
And then that still didn't work. I still am like shoving the saltines in. But yeah, so we're gonna be covering some hot goss today. So the first hot goss item, I think Jackson's really happy he's not here.
Yeah,
for the first hot goss item.
Yeah.
Because our first hot goss item is unfortunately Kanye. Kanye.
Yeah.
So I'll say that some of these topics are a little bit sensitive in regards to Kanye's recent actions. I think that, we're going to talk about them in very careful ways. But also if we don't mention something that maybe about that he did or said, it's because I don't want to talk about everything he did or said, or even quote him on some of the stuff he said. Because it's pretty fucked. But he also is a ridiculous person, and just because he said fucked up shit doesn't mean we can't talk about it.
Yeah.
We're just not going to say what he said. I think is pretty reasonable. Yeah. So what have you heard about the Kanye drama lately?
Oh, just that he said that he can't be an anti-Semite.
Oh, that whole thing. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that because that's later.
Oh shit.
Do you remember his fashion line he did? Did you see this?
Vaguely.
Okay. So he did he did a new fashion line. It was a t-shirt with Pope John Paul II on the front and White Lives Matter on the back.
Oh, I did see that.
Now, the interesting thing about this is that his dad actually texted him and was like, yo, I love this. This is great because Black Lives Matter didn't do, and his dad's like what was a Black Panther. And was like, okay, Black Lives Matter didn't do anything for the community. Like, you're making a point, you're doing a bit. And I think Kanye was like, yeah, fuck yeah. Like, someone hears me. I'm like, well, hold on. But obviously this was met with a lot of backlash, right?
Yeah, of course.
But first I should say that in the introduction to the fashion line, when people were like walking with the shirts and shit, like he did this with like Candace Owens and shit. He said, we changed the look of fashion over the last 10 years. We are the streets. We are the culture. And when it comes to the culture, I am Ye. And everyone knows I am the leader. He also claimed that he's preparing for a war. He also said on his Tucker Carlson interview, I think that I have a really hard time speaking, and Tucker Carlson is a hard name to say.
It's a lot of
yeah.
Tucker Carlson. They just kind of melt together. What was that word we learned last week that you taught us? about syllables.
Are you talking about like a diphthong?
Yeah, no, about letters.
Oh, lighting?
Yeah. Tucker
Elision?
Tucker Carlson. I also hate that man. So
yeah, he's horrible.
Like,
So Kanye was also on Tucker Carlson. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but he did say on Tucker Carlson, that he made these shirts because God told him to. Dude, that's the
it.
dramatic reaction I'm talking about, dude.
Yeah.
So, like I said, obviously this was met with some backlash. One, the most notable person to like react to it was probably Diddy. So Diddy actually went on Instagram and made a video about this, and they also had like a Twitter exchange that I will not talk about. But Diddy did say, quote, "I am not about to be addressing every last thing that's going on in the world and the internet, but the thing I do have to address is this, quote, White Lives Matter t-shirt. I've always been there and I will always support my brother Kanye as a free thinker. I'm not with this. Right now, all America has planned for us is poverty, incarceration, and death. So before I can get to any other lives matter, which all lives matter, but that Black Lives Matter, don't play with it. Don't wear the shirt. Don't buy the shirt. Don't play with the shirt. It's not a joke."
Yeah.
And then then after that, they had a Twitter exchange, which then led to what you were mentioning earlier, where Kanye was tweeting some anti-Semitic shit.
Yeah.
And which led to him getting then restricted / banned off of Twitter and Instagram. He got banned off Instagram first, and then he tweeted like a picture like of him and Mark Zuckerberg hanging out and was like, "Yo, Mark, what the fuck, dude? Like, why am I banned on Instagram?"
I made the shirt just like you asked.
So anti-Semitic stuff, and then a lot of people in Hollywood, especially Jewish people in Hollywood, came out and were like, "Yo, fuck this man."
Yeah.
There was a lot of really great little tweets I saw. Jack Antonoff tweeted, "Yo, Kanye, a little bitch." There was a tweet that Pink made in like 2009 that was like, Kanye West is the worst person I've ever met, and Josh Gad found that and retweeted it and was like, "This is aged like a diamond."
Who's Josh Gad? Is he in Frozen?
Frozen.
He's a new girl.
He got really big because he was in Book of Mormon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he originated one of the roles in Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
So then the last kind of thing I'll talk about with Kanye is he released a 30-minute, I believe, documentary called Last Week. Now, this documentary is, like I said, 30 minutes, but it's pretty much just like business meetings that he had over the past week or so, whatever.
It's a vlog.
Right? Yeah, it's a
30-minute vlog.
The headline for this that everyone's been talking about, I don't know if you saw this.
No, I didn't.
Kanye West plays porn for Adidas executives.
He really did that?
It's incredible. I haven't watched it. I just read about it. I'm not gonna watch this.
What kind of porn was it? See, that's the inappropriate question.
But I mean, I'll kind of answer the question. I mean, so the whole thing. So like, he had a business deal with Gap for the last 10 years, and he recently split ties with them after 10 years. It was in September that he split ties with Gap, and so he's like trying to find new people to do deals with. So he's in a meeting with Adidas, and he pretty much thought that one of the execs sounded like this porn star and was like showing him the porn.
A female executive?
I don't know if it was male or female.
Please. Oh God.
So
pausing a meeting to show someone porn is red flag.
Yeah. It is wild. This is a Rolling Stone article that I have. Says, holding his phone up beside an executive's face, the rapper insists that the voice of the actor in the video resembles that of the exec who attempts to reestablish professional environment, urging, quote, "Come on." I can't make it up.
No.
You can't make it up. The rest of the quote unquote documentary, the rest of the vlog, it kind of goes through other business meetings, whatever, and it ends with a Kardashian West family reunion where he goes to Northwest basketball game, and the last 4 minutes are muted with redacted stuff, people not talking, and then it ends with Kanye West saying, Quote, "It's time for me to shut the fuck up for the first time. Do exactly what everybody's wanted me to do for the longest." That's how it ends.
That's how the documentary ends.
That's how the vlog ends.
Is this so? Did he release the vlog after all of this shit that you just let me know?
Yeah,
about?
yeah. He released that. That was the last thing he did. Was he released this thing? But I mean, obviously that like the he was banned off of like socials like 2 days ago or 3 days ago, whatever it was, and this
Like
came out.
Elon reinstated him or something. On Twitter.
Elon did welcome him back. Yes. Yeah. So that's how that went. That little like documentary vlog thing of like business meetings. I mean, the fact that you're like willing to be like, I showed an Adidas executive porn because I thought they sounded like the person in the porn. Like, what? What is that?
First of all, he's watched that porn so many times that when he hears another person's voice, he goes, "Oh, hold on a second." I can see doing that with like, sometimes I'll hear a car back up and it makes a beeping sound, or a truck. And I go, "That reminds me of this song." And I'll show it to my wife and she's like, "You're kind of a loser." That's fine.
Yeah.
But hearing someone's voice and going, "That sounds exactly like this porn that I watch," enough to know that it sounds like it. It's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
That's the least of my worries with Kanye, though.
So my fingers are crossed that he is going to shut the fuck up for the first time.
He's not.
Well, so I mean, he was out of the spotlight for a while and then came back with like, before he did I didn't mention this because it's not the most recent thing. Before he did the t-shirt, he also did like a fashion line of like trash bags. Mm-hmm. I mean, ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he went on Tucker Carlson, he also on that interview, like basically implied he's into Ivanka, which is hilarious. Like, what a weird dystopian world that would be if like that worked out. But yeah, I mean, he's doing his thing again. But I mean, I really hope that that's like he released a thing where he said, "I'm going to shut the fuck up."
So he normally does all this stuff because this is not the first time we've talked about his antics. He normally does all this stuff when he's on the heels of releasing some music.
Yeah. So Donda 3, maybe.
Donda 3. But the problem is that now people are getting to the point, from what I've seen, people's reactions to it. I've seen health professionals react. I've seen people with actual mental disorders react and say, like, you don't fucking have any mental health. You're faking it. You're just wanting to get away with saying whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. I mean, he has been diagnosed and he has medication. But the problem is that it's not an excuse, right?
No,
it's not an excuse for your actions.
No.
You can all day say that there's something that's going on and like, you have mental health problems and, whatever. That's why you act the way you do. But first of all, if you're aware of it, take your fucking medication.
Yes.
Second of all, it is not an excuse for your actions. That's like being drunk and be like, "Oh, sorry, I was drunk."
And then continuously getting drunk.
Yeah.
And continuously doing stupid shit.
On a more base level than anything, it's so similar to, no offense, but like that's
right.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And so like I as much as like, this is kind of funny. I mean, this probably is one of the worst like little stints of things he's done with like the anti-Semitic stuff and the White Lives Matter stuff. It's like,
I mean, saying slavery was a choice was pretty fucking bad.
I'm saying like this is one of the yeah. So I mean, it's I hope that he shuts the fuck up. I hope that, but I mean, at this point, I think I read something that was like the only way that how this ends is Kanye dies.
I've seen people say that too.
That's fucking upsetting. Well, but also
the other thing is it's just because it goes so unchecked, largely, and people just go, "Well, that's just Kanye."
Yeah,
and it's like, but at a certain point, the annoying kid in school gets punched in the face.
Yeah.
And this is like on a way bigger scale than that. I don't wish any violence on Kanye.
No, not at all. No, I don't wish violence. I don't wish any ill will to the man. I just want him to shut the fuck up. I want him to stop. I want him to get help. I want it's to the point of like, people being like, this isn't real. Just being like, yeah, he's a contrarian. He's an asshat. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll move on from that. I wrote down, sheesh, maybe something a little lighter.
You put that in your notes?
Yeah. I put, sheesh, maybe something a little lighter. How about Paramore?
What do you think of the new song?
So when I first listened to it, I was like, eh.
Yeah.
And then I really listened to the drums. And I was like, this is one of the smartest drum things I've heard this year.
It's Zach Farrow, right?
Yeah. It's like, it is, when you listen to it on like with just that and the vocals, all the song needs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like so perfect.
Did you see any footage from them at ACL?
Saw a little bit, yeah.
The whole thing is like, oh my God, he's such a good fucking drummer.
And she owned that stage.
And she's great. And they have, I don't know his name, but he's a really follow the bass player on Instagram. He's the touring member of the band.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if they made him the actual bass player of the band.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to what they release, like album wise. But I mean, I do think they're kind of doing this thing as like, the when we were young, we're doing the reunions, everybody's coming back together kind of thing. But I do like the new song, and I do love Paramore, which we talked about before.
Yes.
But why am I talking about Paramore, Dave?
Who knows? But it's our business.
Oh, nice. That was awesome. Holy fuck. That was like, dude.
10 points for Davendor. I'm trying that out.
Davendor? Davendor?
Yeah.
Shut it, nerd. So we're talking about Paramore. We've actually talked about this before briefly, but we've never gone into like detail about it, which is Paramore is playing Misery Business again. Now, they retired Misery Business. Why did they retire Misery Business?
Because of the slut shaming, right?
Yes. Like the song is more or less about like a girl that Haley Williams doesn't like. It's about I think the guitar player's ex is what I read.
Oh, okay.
So she uses the word whore, slut shaming, all this kind of stuff. So they retired the song in 2016, I believe.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And so they were like, we're not going to play this again, and we're going to step away from it. Well, joke's on us.
Until Billie Eilish is like, hey, do you want to perform with me?
So I think that yeah. So that was the first time, but that was like a little bit different. And Haley Williams did say like, hey, don't blame Billie for this. This is not on her that we're doing this. That's like it's not her fault at all. So she said their first show back, like as their first like full band show back when they played it, she said 4 years ago. Oh, so I guess it wasn't 2016, 2018 then. 4 years ago, we said
pandemic fucked everything up.
4 years ago, we said we were going to retire this song for a little while. And I guess technically we did. What we did not know was that about 5 minutes after I got canceled for saying the word, quote, whore in a song, all of TikTok decided that it was okay. Make it make sense. So I think that she's like saying that like, people have kind of, I'm assuming people have reclaimed those words in some facets. I forgot to mention also that I do want to, it's obvious that we're two white guys. So it's really tough because I don't want to, there's no definitive comment that I could ever make that would be, appropriate.
Yeah.
But I do think it's strange to do that kind of step forward, step back thing, unless you like are really going to be able to cite, why, I guess. So there's been a lot of people who are commenting on like, this is not okay. There's an article I have pulled up here that's Paramore have started performing the sexist Misery Business again, and they've lost my respect. And so people are having like a really, tough time liking Paramore. There's people who are like, yeah, I had that was my first CD I ever bought was Paramore, and now this is it. So she said stuff like, we can all learn from ourselves, right? What I'm trying to say is a word. What I'm trying to say, it's a word. And if you're cool, you won't call a woman a whore because that's bullshit. Which reading that on face value is like, okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But maybe change the lyrics.
That's what I was going to say.
Maybe do something. Maybe don't like try to find because a part of TikTok has like made that word okay. Maybe just change the lyrics. Work your way around it so it's not like you're like now being almost like anti this,
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to know what the right answer is. Well, I think if you don't like it, don't listen to it as an option.
Yeah.
I think that there's also a part of, like she said, learning from your past mistakes.
Yeah.
I know that after a while playing songs that other people wrote, you don't really think about the content. It's still very important.
Right.
Like playing PYT by Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
It's really weird now.
You ever play Blurred Lines?
I still play that song.
Yeah.
I don't personally, I'm never like, let's play Blurred Lines. But we definitely, like a cover band, and we play it, and I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah.
And nobody cares.
Well, and that's the thing. So like there's a lot of people who care, a lot of people who don't. I think either way is fine. You have your opinion about it, but I think that the biggest thing from, if I were looking at it from the perspective of Haley Williams, I would think to myself, maybe I would, instead of trying to find an excuse to do the song, I would like find a reason to do the song, right? What's my reason to bring it back? Is it because I'm like finding an excuse, or I'm like, let's make this make sense? She said, make it make sense. No, you make it make sense.
Yeah.
That's kind of your job.
What have you done to make it okay for you to perform that song again?
Or at least like find some moral grounding somewhere.
Yeah.
And she's admitted, she said, I wrote it when I was 17. And like, that's what she said when they got rid of it, was like, it's time to move away. But there's got to be a better way to go about it than what they're doing. Because it feels like I've seen so many clips on TikTok, actually, of them being like, we're going to play that song that everyone's giving us shit for. I'm like, then don't play the song.
Yeah. Or like, I think the answer that I would go with is change the lyric.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there are other words you can use for someone that you don't like in that context.
Very, very true.
That don't have to do with their level of promiscuity.
Yeah, that's very, very true. So I have one last Hot Goss item for us. And this is like, this is true, like Hot Goss. This is conspiracy. I fucking love this. I'm about it.
Dude, you're coming back strong.
Oh, man. Feels good. Feels good. I found this. So I found this conspiracy on TikTok on this previous Thursday. So October, what was that? 5th? October 5th. Now, I'm only saying the date so everyone can look it up, and if they believe the conspiracy, they can kind of maybe find their own answer to it. So I was scrolling TikTok, and there was a TikToker named That Blonde Girl Hannah. I believe most of her content is being a Harry Styles fan.
Okay.
She flew to Chicago to see Harry Styles. That Thursday comes around, and the show gets canceled. Well, that happens, right? That happens. The reason for the cancellation was a respiratory illness. Okay.
COVID.
Well, they said he's going to perform again on Monday, which would be today, the day we're recording. Uh-huh. So COVID seems less likely to me because like they would just say COVID. And I'll tell you why they'll say COVID in a moment.
Okay.
So that blonde girl, Hannah, on TikTok, her and her friends are sitting in a hotel room, and they start to kind of realize that, wait, Harry Styles isn't the only one. So Stevie Nicks, Coldplay, Demi Lovato, all on the same day, cancel their shows. All on the same day.
Oh my God.
All because of respiratory related illnesses. Now, I know what you're thinking. Coincidence?
Orgy.
Oh, no. That's what you're thinking?
That's where, no.
You have a reference point? Does it sound like anyone that we know?
Orgies?
Maybe the reference point. Maybe like you.
No.
Okay. Anyway. So
I'm gonna open my beer.
Awesome.
I'm getting nervous.
So all four of these canceled their shows.
All in Chicago?
No, not in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Not in Chicago. They're all separated, right?
Okay.
So, okay. Coincidence? Like, probably, maybe. That's no fun. New COVID strain? That's depressing. Who wants to think about that?
Yeah.
So, on top of that, not on the same day, but on top of that, Rage Against the Machine has canceled their tour because of broken leg. Zach De La Rocha's broken leg, right? Yeah. He said he cannot perform. He's done.
Zach De La Rocha.
Where is it? Fuck.
No, that's short. That's a good one.
So and Ringo Starr also canceled his tour because he got COVID.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying they'll say if they get COVID because they did for Ringo.
I would imagine that there's some sort of press that looks good if you're like, we're canceling the show because out of abundance for the audience, we're being careful.
Plus he's 82.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he'll be fine.
Like, hey, you're 82 and you have COVID. Let's get you out of here. So
he's like, oh no, we'll just cut Hey Jude from the set.
Say hey dude.
Hey Jude.
Say, hey dude. Hey dude. Okay, so so these that blonde girl Hannah on TikTok and her friends started going down this rabbit hole of like, why is this happening? And like the first couple TikToks are just them kind of being like, we're freaking out right now. We're finding out all this stuff. All these people are canceling their shows. Oh wait, they're all related to Sony Universal. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. The next video is one of the theories that there's a Russian nuke that went missing. So
okay, that's where this is. Okay, yeah.
So this is a theory that I was watching the video and I was like, this seems really unsubstantiated and like
a Russian nuke that was in Russia, or was it for some reason in the States? Just a nuke went missing.
A nuke went missing.
Okay.
I'm sure that there's a lot of other information about that I don't know. I decided to focus on this part. But it's them kind of freaking out about like, oh my God, what if they're protecting like Harry Styles and all of them and we're just fucked from the missing nuke that's going to land on us, whatever.
Yeah.
So then the next video they make is probably the most believable of the conspiracies, which kind of leads into, I think, a really important conversation, which is since they're all kind of from the same like label, Sony Universal kind of stuff. The next prevailing theory that I think is pretty possible is a worker strike from the crew. Right. So like stagehands, stuff like that, right?
Okay.
Now, from the label's perspective, they wouldn't want to publicize that for a number of reasons. Now, I to be fair, I don't know if a union could just straight up make like an announcement, we're striking, but they also could have just threatened it quietly so they didn't, make a big fuss. But from the label's perspective and from the management, they don't want to go out and say like, yeah, the workers don't want to work or they're on strike. I don't mean the workers don't want to work. Unions are awesome and people should strike, get better worker rights. I'm talking from the perspective of if I was a big capitalist management man.
You like put the shovel in the ground to dig your own hole and you're like, no. Just pat that dirt back down.
Yeah. I tried to pat it down. I think
you did a good job.
It's a little padded.
Yeah.
So from their perspective, they don't want to just outwardly say like our people are on strike. 1, 2, they don't want to say that their artists aren't crossing the picket line because that looks really fucking bad for them. The artists are like, we're not going to play because that makes everyone's life so much harder. Even if like 10% of the crew isn't there, that's so much harder for everybody. I don't know if you guys know this. I played the House of Blues yesterday, but if one guy who worked there wasn't there, that would have sucked so much more.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Like thinking about
I just thought of something else.
What'd you think about?
Post Malone falling on stage. I wonder if someone was on strike and that's why the stage wasn't closed.
Oh yeah, I mean maybe. I don't. That's again. We're busting this thing wide open,
yeah, dude.
But I think that there's definitely something to be said about the work conditions of, and I did double check. There is a union for like stagehands and for crew,
and it's related to Sony.
Well, I don't know, but I did see there is a union for those workers. Like there's a union for like actors and musicians and stuff like that. You don't have to be related to the label necessarily, but I would imagine that if there is like a union for that and it's all one kind of groups, like
the musicians union, I know because I was in it for a long. I'm still in it. It's all like Canada and U.S. It's connected.
But like if let's say like 5 musicians are all playing for different acts that are all related to Sony, you're all going to be experiencing the same management basically. Even though it's like different for each artist, you'll still experience like the same kind of idea. Yeah. So that's why there's like the connection there. Even though it's a union, you're still unionized working under like Sony, Universal, whatever. So
and they might have a partnership with a certain company that does stagehand work. And,
sure. Yeah. There's a lot of different like variables that go into all of that, like with the actual like union part. But I do think that sounds pretty believable that union would be striking. I mean, that's like I said, that work is hard. It's important. And they get like, God, I keep thinking I'm like, did I miss something? I played the House of Blues yesterday and, dude, I loved our monitor guy. Yeah. But he was stressed.
Really?
I mean, he was so like the amount that you have to do is insane. And like the amount you have to deal with, there's just 2 bands in the bill, but one's a headliner that has a like detailed setup. And then another is an opener that like we're not sure what we're doing there.
Right.
I've never played here before. where do I put my drums? I asked that question.
Okay. I'm surprised they didn't backline.
My hands. What do I do with my hands? They offered, but we didn't advance it.
Did you bring the blue kit?
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. I didn't want a backline. I wanted to play my new baby on stage. Yeah. But so like the amount of work that crew, sound guys, like guitar techs, the amount of work they have to do is insane.
Yeah.
The amount of respect they get is potentially good, but like they don't get to stay in the nice hotels. They don't get to eat the good food. And they're expected to work way more than the artists. They're expected to work like 1,000 times more than the artists because they are what make the artist perform. But like, I mean, we're gigging all the time. I mean, to me, it would feel weird if there was like a drum tech guy that set my drums up. I'd be like, no, I got it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly. That's the hardest part, or the hardest part of a gig. Obviously, is load in, load out for us.
Yeah,
but these guys on that level are tearing everything down, putting it in probably a trailer, or an 18-wheeler or whatever, taking it to the next city, maybe getting some sleep, loading stuff in and getting it set up before the big artist, sleeping probably while the artist performs, if they can, or just to catch up on sleep, or
they have to like their break time is like when the opener's sound checking and playing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then they do it all again. Insane. It's
crazy. It's a lot of work. I don't know how some people do it. Lighting people, sound people. There's so many different parts of the crew that are so pivotal to the venue and the show working the way it's supposed to. So it would make sense if there was some kind of strike that wasn't fully publicized as the union being like, no, we're just gonna like, kind of hush, be like, hey.
So they probably went to the artists and was like, just say it's a respiratory thing. Don't publicize it. Because if I were the front person of a band, I would want to say like, hey, we're not performing tonight because our stage people and production people are not getting treated fairly.
It was all artist management that like released. It was like the Harry Styles like Instagram page. So I'm sure it wasn't Harry Styles.
Right.
So I mean, to be fair, Harry Styles is likely performing in Chicago right now. There's a chance that he's not. I guess I'll update on that if he didn't perform, and we'll see. If he didn't perform, then it still could be like COVID or some kind of illness, but it also could be, like the strike still. But I'd imagine we'd hear about the strike eventually because like the writer's strike, there's the strike in Hollywood for people who were working on crews and on sets. Like that was a really long strike. But that got publicized. So shut the fuck up.
I'm yawning. Sorry. I'm so sorry. This is very entertaining. It's fucking stressful. It's stressful. Should we put the hot goss back in the box?
Well, it's more for the conspiracy aspect.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
All of this was like pretty stressful stuff. But I do think that it's for those who are following anything like in the world right now, if you're a YouTube person, if you're a Twitch person, you've seen the drama that's happening right now. There's drama every turn you get.
Yeah.
And none of it's like fun.
No.
None of it's fun at all. But if we can talk about it and at least like, kind of make conspiracies about it, like, likely they just are sick. Like it's
and it's a coincidence.
It's a coincidence. Yeah. It just happens. Or it could be like maybe they're making big changes to their management. So they're like, hey, don't play tonight. We're gonna like come back tomorrow with like new plans, and we're gonna do this kind of thing and whatever. So I don't know.
So it was Harry Styles, Demi Lovato,
Stevie Nicks,
Coldplay,
and then it wasn't on Thursday, but Ringo Starr's tour got canceled on like last Tuesday, I think.
But he said it was from COVID.
He said it was COVID, and then Rage also was like Monday or Tuesday or something with the broken leg announcement they were canceling. Maybe it was a little later, but it wasn't on Thursday.
Because I know that Rage performed several shows with Zach De La Rocca having the broken leg. Zach De La Rocca. Yeah.
Well, there's my hot goss. That's what I got for you.
Man, it's weird. This has been the strange thing about. I hesitate to say post-pandemic because it's not over. But post-pandemic life
it's never going to be over.
It's never going to be over.
Yeah.
But how much of the world right now seems so fucked up and exhausting, yet you just played at the House of Blues for the first time.
Yeah. There's a weird thing that I was actually thinking about this. I was thinking about like, how I feel as though the trajectory of things are like we are going to be living in this COVID world forever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the virus did what everyone said the virus was going to do. It didn't kill everybody because it doesn't want to kill everybody. It wants to live.
Yeah.
So and it needs hosts. So the virus got less intensive and whatever. But all of that being said, like the world was always going to come back, whether it be because of people wanting to live their lives or because of economy or because of whatever reason, the world was always going to find its way back into functioning, right?
Yeah.
It's just a matter of kind of like, now what do we do? Like, and for my honestly, like for my thing, like I had COVID in August. I'm going to be scheduling my booster for like the Omicron and whatever
the specific,
the new one's out for BA4, BA5.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be scheduling that soon, because like I'm gonna keep living my life. I have no intention of going backwards in this pandemic world because I can't afford it,
right, and
two, like I don't know. I played 4 shows this weekend with 4 different bands. And I just want to keep doing that. I have zero intention of like. I was talking to someone today actually about like the touring industry is dead. Like tour world is dead. And I'm like, maybe, but I think that if and then they said like you have to pave your own way as a musician. I'm like, it's been that way for a long time.
Yeah.
Unless you're like super duper lucky, like to be in it with a band maybe who's just succeeding. But like for my sake, and I'll speak for you on this, but I think for our sake, I think the biggest. Making our own way as a player.
Mm-hmm.
We get called, we get hired to do specific things. And if we are, good enough at our instrument, good people, etc., then we get to call
learn
again.
Learn all the songs.
Then we get called again and we get to keep working and we get to keep doing our thing. But, I like COVID is at this point just another illness.
Yeah.
Pneumonia will shoot you back too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those things that exist that will shoot you back.
Do you think it has something to do with the perspective that people have, people who might think the touring industry is dead? It's like, well, pre-COVID, you still had all these hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
And then for 2.5 years, everything got crushed and nobody knew if we would be able to leave the house again. And all of a sudden you're back out into the world and you're like disenfranchised because fucking people suck.
Yeah. I think that part of it is that there isn't enough money. That's a really big problem right now.
Yeah. And money doesn't work the way it should.
Right. And so I actually was reading about a thing it was like a PSA for musicians that was like a mutual of ours posted this. You might have seen it, but it was like basically like, hey, the government is going to try to reset inflation and they're going to try to fix it. There's a really good chance that like restaurants and bars aren't going to have the same amount of money they've had before because of how they're like they're going to try to fix inflation because of how, and I don't know. I don't like math.
Yeah.
I just find politics really fascinating, but the economy is confusing.
Yes.
But so they're talking about how basically like they're going to try to fix inflation. So a lot of businesses aren't going to have the same amount of money. So therefore they can't pay bands the same amount. So therefore a lot of artists are going to be like, working musicians, gigging people, whatever it is, you're going to be sitting there like, well, fuck, I have no work.
Right.
Or unless you're in like certain situations or certain places might have money based on how much money they actually make. All those kinds of variables are there. But I think that the biggest thing is honestly the money. I think that the craziest thing about meeting people in New York is like the cost of living is psychotic. And I'm saying things people already know. You already know the cost of living is insane in New York. But the craziest part about it is that people are still fucking moving there and they're still living there when there's other options. But no matter what, you're not going to get paid, But like we play a gig, we get paid a certain amount of money. In New York, you play that same gig, you probably get paid the same amount of money, if not a little bit more. Maybe just a little bit more.
Right.
So there are ways around all of this for artists, but I think at the end of the day, people saying touring is dead and people who have said that, because I think Animal Collective canceled their tour too, like today actually. I bet it would be because of money. I bet the tickets weren't selling, and if they were selling, it still wasn't enough money to like be like, well, we can pay our crew.
Right.
That kind of thing.
It's strange though. It's just strange. Everything is really exaggerated now. Because of COVID for me.
Yeah.
I feel super at times I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
Why am I doing this? It's really hard.
It is.
It's exhausting.
But I do think the biggest thing is that, like, you know, the moments, like the moments that we play, moments that we get to like play music, there's nothing better than that. And I think the coolest thing is that, like, there's like logistical parts that are really frustrating, but like when you just go through it and then you play and then it's like, cool, I did the thing. And there's parts of every job that fucking suck. So it's like, okay, well, let's just, you know, yeah. But it is what it is. We're here, and we're. I mean, I have no intention of, you know, stopping. I don't want to minimize COVID. That's not what I'm meaning to say. I just think that it's, you know
how to navigate. You know how you want to navigate it from here on out.
Yeah, and I really, really want to keep doing what I'm doing musically. So that's it, pretty much. What are you listening to? You want to do? We're listening to.
Yeah, let's. Let's see if I can find anything interesting.
Well, I'll go first.
Okay.
So, like I said, I played at the House of Blues. But really, though, with like all the stuff I've been doing, I just haven't had the capacity. Now, there is a new album out that I don't want to talk about it yet because I want to let Jackson and Adam be here when we talk about the new Nnamdi album. But the new Nnamdi album came out. Please have a seat. It is awesome. But really, what I've been listening to the most, because I am a basic ass bitch, is Charlie Puth's new album. It is.
Is it good?
Dude.
I'll have to listen to both of those.
I fucking love it. I understand people being like, oh, Charlie Puth, what happens if I make a song out of a light switch?
That
like,
shit's cool.
I fucking love it. It's in his a lot of people give him shit because his lyrical content is like not very good. Like, it's pop music. Are you looking for like the deepest lyrics ever? No, like what's the song it's called Loser. I know I'm such a loser. How would I ever lose her? People are like, that's so lame. Like, okay, but it's catchy as fuck. Listen to the melody. It's so nice. Like, every part of the album, like, it was so nice to listen to, like, on repeat a lot this weekend, because it was just like a hype machine, awesome pop music. Yeah, I really, really liked it. I would highly suggest it if you want like any sort of like, you know, the first song, That's Hilarious, is not like a hype, but everything else in the album I think is like a let's go. You know, Charlie Be Quiet, the second song, I honestly just been putting that on most of the time because it's a fucking banger. I just want to get going.
Okay, I'll check it out. I dove back into my students fucking, I don't know how they find the music they find, but it's cool as shit.
Yeah.
And one of them was a Metric song.
Oh, nice.
A band from Canada. And the lead singer of Metric, Emily Haynes, I remembered released a record in 2006 called Knives Don't Have Your Back. And I dove back into that. And I was like, oh, this is weird. Like, what a weird peripheral form of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Because I don't think about Metric ever.
No, I only think about Metric whenever someone says, I'm listening to Metric.
Yeah.
Like, oh, right. They exist.
Yeah. It's that. And the last time I had that was with Joanna Newsom's East record, YS.
Yeah.
They used to listen to that shit all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no new stuff because same thing. It's like you're flat out going, you know, doing other shit. It's like, I don't want to listen to new music.
I put on the new, I don't know, is the band Always with the two V's? Like he say it is just Always?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, it's not, there's no shot. It's all V's. But it could be. But that band put out a new album that I know people are really into. And I did listen to it a little bit and I liked it. But I listened to like the first 3 or 4 songs and I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to wait. I think my mental capacity is like, it's pretty done for new music right now. I did listen to Nnamdi and I did like it, but I was just like, I'm not there. I'm not ready for it.
So have you continued to listen to the Nnamdi record?
I listened to it twice. Once the night it came out and then again the next day.
Yeah.
And I really did like it. It's just like, for those who haven't listened to Nnamdi, he has really, like, his writing style is very vast and he includes a lot of different styles in what he does. And it's incredible. Like, it truly, like, there was moments in this new album where I was like, holy fuck. What is he doing?
Right.
But I can't just do that a bunch while I'm also like learning music for the gig I have on Sunday and then learning music for my rehearsal I had today and then like have another rehearsal tomorrow. It's like I can't keep doing that.
You put it on, like, it's like you pick it up and go, oh, this, and you go, oh, No, not right now.
It's like I have this really nice bottle of whiskey, but like if I bust it out at the wrong time, that's gonna be a
it's
bummer.
9:00 in the morning and I'm about to do chores.
Yeah, but I know I shouldn't start my day with this nice bottle.
Yeah,
of whiskey.
exactly.
So yeah, it's really really good. But I do want to wait to talk about it too because I know Adam and Jackson have listened to it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's all we got. You got anything else?
No.
Fuck yeah. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. Camera 1, camera 2. Woo! If you haven't already, please follow or subscribe on whatever podcast app you are using. If you would like to, go find us on YouTube. Don't Feed the Artists. Hit the subscribe button. Punch that like bell, right? I always forget.
Smash the like button.
Smash the like button. It was smash the notification or punch the notification bell, right?
I guess so.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe. We'll be continuing to do the video thing. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Me too.
So yeah, please follow, subscribe, whatever podcast app you are using. If you are on social media, you can find us on Instagram at DFTA Podcast, and then Facebook, Don't Feed the Artists. Working on a TikTok. Ooh, spooky. And also, please DM us on Instagram. Please email us. Email us at where's Jackson, where's Adam at don'tfeedtheartist.com. And I'm serious. You can do any at. You can say, why are you guys doing video at don'tfeedtheartist.com? Whatever you want to do, we'll get the email.
We're never joking about that.
Yeah, that's a very real thing. You can email us at whatever you want to at don'tfeedtheartist.com. YouTube comments, say what's up, say hi. We'd love to hear from you guys. Super duper fun. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for listening. And
fuck off! Get rid of town!
bye.